Alright guys, it's William Jimmy here. So yeah, previously we dealing with the basic skull shape, and let's dealing with the air, right? And I think the air parts, if we look at, I think it's approximately this place. Okay, let me just move it around. And by the way, I'm using a sort of X-ray mode. If you are not familiar with X-ray, you can just find it here, and you can just click this X-ray off, and maybe add a little bit of shadow, so just become easier for you to see the shadowy area. And this shadow is a dynamic shadow, so when you spin this around, you can see a lot of interesting aspect. Yeah, and yeah, let's use this shadowy here, and I want a little bit extrusion. So what I'm going to do, let's use the clay or clay strip. Let's use clay and add a little bit extrusion here. I think that's definitely not enough, so I'm going to increase that as well as the size. So right, yes, maybe too much. So just make it here, right? Maybe something like this. Right, and you can look at side view and adding a little bit here, and there. Right, very good. And of course, you can cut it. You can just make it pretty small and cut. So sort of carve the air out. Just adding a little bit of edges. Right. Maybe not too much of it. Just flatten it down a little bit. This part also. Right. Yeah, obviously I don't think this is extrude enough, so yeah, maybe I'm just going to mask it out. Okay, so at the left side there is a functionality called a mask, so it's like a spray. You can spray it on it and quickly mask things out. I think you got a shortcut of M, right? So if you hover over it, you get a mask. And what you can do is just can get this area thing right here. So you sort of spray something on it, and you can mask it. And once you have masked it, you can just get it out. And previously, the mask is that you mask certain thing, and this thing won't be affected. And you want to invert that, because you want to control this without affect others. So I'm going to control and I to convert everything. So that thing will be affected, and the other modeling of the brain, the skull won't be affected, right? So this is a pretty quick technique. And what I'm trying to do is to move this part out. So I'm going to move it by, I think there's a move tool, right? And I'm going to set that to the pivot of the mask. And I'm currently on, so origin on mask border. I think that's pretty good, mask border. So it's just get the border of the mask so I can move it. And then it's the moving part. The moving part is pretty easy, just click and drag and it will be able to move it. Right, so let's try to move it by Alright, and let me move select item. Yeah. Let me use my mouse here so you get more. Did I move it too much? Yeah. Maybe it need a little bit of fine tuning, but at least it's moved out. Let me move it down a little bit. I think I need carving as well. Maybe that's too much. Alright, let's get rid of it. Go back to our carve mode. And yeah, I think I need to carve this. So I'm going to get closer to it. And let's carve it. Of course, they got a mask here. Right, I think it's a good time to clear this mask because I'm going to carve and yeah, sculpt this area a little bit. So what I'm going to do is to Alt and M, this is the arm mask, right? And so this is previously. I'm going to Alt and M, so alternative, so clear the mask, and let's carve in. I think first I think I need to make this little bit a surface out of it. That's not good. Let's just give it more vertex, make it smoother. And I'm going to carve in. Maybe stretch it a little bit, I think. Grab it up. It's not enough. And use this carve tool to remesh it, the carving inside, I think. It's a pretty efficient way to carve it. Swirling around. I think the skull parts still need a little bit of refinement. because I don't want us to get in. I want to sort of feel, so I'm going to just feel it. Just sort of feel weird that got a sort of indentation here. Oh, this is more like it. Let's add this bulge part. Tiny touch. Like you're adding the flesh to it. Smooth it out. As you guys can hear, yeah, it got a little bit drained on my computer, so I'm going to just switch the shadow off, right? So it got less strain on my computer. Right, we got the basic shape, alright. Alright, and I'm going to flatten this air a little bit, as well as yeah, stretch it a little bit, because I think the downward part of the air is not long enough, so I'm going to just move it down, so this is more like it, and let's just grab it down a little bit, maybe not too much. Grab it up. It's getting, go it down here and there. I think I can stretch it. Still, I think it's a pretty, extrude this. I'm going to flatten this by using this and grab it inward, touch. Just grab and move everything in. And of course you can always smooth everything. Just pretty nice, good smooth. Yeah, and press 1. Yeah, pretty strange. I think I got a number log or something that they can't get it one, but never mind. Let's do that manually. Side view. Let's add a little bit shadowy. Yeah, so I can see. Yeah, pretty good. I think the tip of the air is not so good. So I'm going to grab it, maybe just grab it in, right, to push everything down a little bit, and the back of the ears also need to be pushed in a little bit. Down, pushed in. And don't forget, you need to look at face from different angles. So for now, I think the lips need to get pushed out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is to it out. The lip is not as prominent as the this lips. So let's get the center part a tiny touch of the lift, not too much. Okay. Okay, it's pretty good. The jaw part's a little bit weird. I think I'm going to get this lift up. Get the little bit sides, a little bit. Right, another reason is that I use a different input. Yeah, I can do that because I got a different input language, which is the reason why it would make it a little bit weird. I think this is pretty good. The air definitely need a little bit of smoothing, so I'm going to get a smooth and to grab it, to make a tiny bit of adjustments, just to make the shape not so weird, make it a little bit rounded shape. Okay, so pretty good. This is pretty good. Right, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with this proportion. Not the proportion, but the basic shape of everything. The ear, the nose, the height, and the one thing that I'm not satisfied is the proportion. I think the jaw is a little bit too long, and it does not give me a squared edges. So I'm sort of under the impression this is a person got a lot of fat tissue at the jaw area, which is not good. So what I'm going to do is to make the jaw up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is to to use this mask, right? M to get a mask, and let's make it bigger to just mask everything out, because we don't want this. Let me just get rid of the shadow so you can see. And I'm going to get a fairly big brush to get everything masked out. I like to every part of the upper part got the masked out, so it won't affect when I adjust the jaw. Right, and yeah, that's pretty much. And yeah, need this cover as well. So yeah. And instead of just paint on that, there is a shortcut called lasso brush. So we can control shift and left click on mouse, right? And this will give you a lasso, which means that you can just circle this, right? Yeah, pretty weird. Right, so let me hold it to sort of mask everything here. So yeah, this is more precise. I think I need the lips considered as well, because yeah, let me cover more. That is the place where it won't get affected. And remember that we got this moving tool. Where is it? let's find it. Moving tool. I think it's here. Move, right? And you can use the same old method to sculpt, set pivot, and to the edge, right, on the mask border, right? You can get here, and what I'm going to do is to move it up a little bit. Yeah, that's just too much. Move it up a little bit. And then I'm going to get rid of this left and right edge. Sorry, oops, I just dropped my pen. Right, let me just have to use this grab tool. I think it's pretty convenient. Just to grab, draw up. Like you should see a fairly squared draw, so I'm going to move it up. Get this pretty squared draw shape. Yeah. So give me an impression that this guy is pretty muscular and they got a lot of strong draw, like a pretty strong guy, right? Yeah. Then alternative and get rid of mask, and of course we got a clear, line here. This is pretty easy. We can just use the smooth, get all this thing disappear. Yeah, if we're smoothing up, it just disappear. Disappeared. Pretty good. Let me grab it. Okay. That's too much. Let's extend a little bit. Okay, pretty good. Alright, I'm pretty satisfied with it, yeah, except for the proportion, yeah. So, when we first start doing this modeling of the head, I already said we don't need to worry about the proportion, but now it's time to worry about it because you pretty much finished every part except for the detail, so you need to get a proportion right, and then you can work on the detail, right? And I think one of the most prominent is the nose, and I think the nose is a little bit too long. So I'm going to use the same method, and you can review that, which is just to paint it. I'm going to paint this nose. That's too much. I'm going to reduce the area I want to paint, right? Maybe like this, a little bit smaller, right? So just to cover the whole nose. 3 parts, and then you can invert that. So basically, you can use Control and I, invert it. So this is the area that you want to change, and I like to grab the whole thing up a little bit. So I'm going to get this brush pretty big because I already masked it, so I don't need to worry about. And let's just move it up a little bit. Right, you don't need to worry about anything at all. You just need to move it up. I think this is better. Side view. Okay. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. Alright, Alt M and get rid of this mask, and you can adjust a tiny bit, for example. Of course, don't forget to get this brush, and maybe tiny bit of it. And these proportions are much more natural proportion, I think. And I'd like to carve this in a touch to give it a little bit more shape for it to work out. Okay, then to smooth it, just do that. Yeah, this is a better proportion of the original one. Side view, top, and if you think this is weird, this is just because this is sort of distorted version. So if you click it, this is a normal perspective version of it, and looks pretty good. Yeah, I think because it's a pretty long video right now, I think I'm going to stop here. And see you on the next video. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It really helped me a lot. If you think my video is helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And see you next time. All right, bye bye.